Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I wasn't really feeling as spirited as I should feel to do this video. I've been wanting to do this video for like 2.5 days now, and I've just been too peaceful. I've just been too chill. I know people watch these videos and they think I must be foaming at the mouth 24 hours a day, but I'm like this guy. Do you guys remember this guy? He's from Stranger Things. If you haven't watched Stranger Things, you definitely should. And this guy is he's just chill. He smokes his dope and he rides in his van and he delivers pizza and he doesn't give a fuck about anything. You know, he's just chill. And for a while now, I've been like looking at this video that Hench Herbivore did, and I'm just like, you know, Daphne, let this dude do what he's doing. Let him dude starve. Let him do this thing that who cares if dude starves? Like, let him do what he wants to do, and it's fine. It's fine. Just let it go. But I watched this whole video, and there isn't 1 minute. There isn't 1 minute in this entire video that I can skip over or that I can ignore. This is one of the saddest videos I have ever watched. I find it to be absolutely depressing. And I've been reading The Electric State. Shout out to The Electric State. If you have not bought this book, you really should get the hardcover, worth every penny, only 20 bucks. Can't even believe they can afford to send it for 20 bucks considering what it is. It's not a children's book. This isn't a plug. I'm not sponsored. I've just been reading this book, and I think that Simon Stahlenhag is incredible, and this is a gruesome novel. It is so gruesome, and it's incredibly depressing. But it isn't as depressing as this video that we are going to watch together, guys. This is, I'm going to speed it up a little bit so there's no copyright issues, and also we want to get through it because he's very low energy. He's dying. He's end-stage vegan, and he has to come out of this with either a steak or an order for a casket. Those are his choices. Those are his choices. You're going to have some bison, or you need to order up a casket because, baby, you're end-stage.
Getting down to an extremely low level of body fat towards the end takes its toll on you both physically and mentally. In the last 6 weeks, you'll have noticed I've hardly done any social media content, hardly anything at all. I'm just exhausted, quite almost depressed at times. I've been struggling with kind of feeling of guilt and shame for not putting out content, so therefore not promoting veganism a fraction as much as I'd like to, and also not, you know, it's a kind of marketing for my personal trainer business where I'm, you know, supporting me and my partner Gemma. Luckily we've got enough clients at the minute that it doesn't matter. We do some online coaching as well, so it's kind of irrelevant, but I'm kind of left with these feelings of kind of shame and guilt around that, and it's just a struggle to get through the day. Luckily I've got Gemma to support me, like bless her heart, like she makes me so many meals, and you know, I can be quite snappy, like just low tolerance for things. Anything I don't want to do, like I find it painful. Like just at the minute, it's just about how it's been going is like I've just about had enough energy to get to the gym, or come back like just exhausted, wiped out, just laying there while Gemma's making me some food. You know, really, I think I couldn't do it without her. In like the early stages of cutting, particularly on like a more of a whole foods, plant-based diet, early days, it's a doddle, halfway through, like even like later in the cutting cycle, it's fine. But when you get down to really low percentage of body fat, like almost stage ready, it's so hard. It's so hard. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm trying to show what you can do on a vegan diet, you know, and help save animals, I'd have stopped by now. I never got this lean as an omnivority. And what I will say, some meat-eating like trolls that say, "Oh, you're miserable, you've got no energy because you're eating a vegan diet." Well, actually, I kind of felt...
Those aren't trolls. Those are people who are medically and scientifically correct about that entire observation. That you're feeling like shit because you're starving.
This way at the start of a diet when I was an omnivorous eater. You know, I'd start the diet, I'd be on about 300 carbs, and by the end virtually none. But so I'm having some decent amount of carbs. And, you know, that's what helps keeps you happy and fueled. Anyway, I found a little hack which I wanted to share with you. And I kind of say all this just to let you know, like, you might think, "Oh, I would love to look like that." Like, number one, like, no, you probably wouldn't love to look like that. Like, it's miserable. I mean, I guess once you get to a good...
Dude, your face has completely deflated. You are... Well, you're sounding so depressing, I might as well have fucking read Anne fucking Frank, okay? And you're not exactly saying to the people that you're marketing your diet to that your diet is doing what it is designed to do. And the reason you still felt like shit as an omnivore was because even as an omnivore, you weren't eating enough animal protein. And now, your body's craving a steak so badly that this is the situation that you're in.
Level, once you eat maintenance calories, I guess it's fairly sustainable. Obviously, you can't be super ripped year round. You have some degree of essential body fat. But yeah, unless you're trying to step on stage or for me for a photo shoot or for a good cause to promote veganism, whatever, I suggest you probably don't bother. Anyway, I found a little hack to make it easier. These last couple of days and this morning, I'm actually inspired to put out a video and I'm actually feeling quite energised. Cold shower. So I was getting up in the morning, the last 6 weeks or so, getting up in the morning, having my breakfast, all slumped out. I'll give it an hour and a half before I have any kind of caffeine, because that's important. That helps keep the adenosine working, and so your sleep-wake cycle is really good. But I was just sitting there kind of dead. Well, now, instead of my cold shower directly before I go to the gym, cold shower first thing, it's ice cold at the minute. It's actually really painful. But I've been there for 3 minutes with the music on blasting out, moving around, and you come out buzzed. It basically gives you a short burst of adrenaline, which is good. You don't want that raised long term, but short term, it gives you energy. It 2.5x's your dopamine for the next 3 hours. So, in fact, instead of doing 2 cold showers, because I was then getting back from the gym, and as I say, crashing out, well, now I get straight in the shower again. And I've had pretty good energy all day these last couple of days, so.
Doesn't really sound like you've had good energy the last couple of days. However, my observation is that you're so depressed and so lacking in nutrients, and your mind is so far up your own ass that you have to get extremely cold showers just to get a burst of happiness, just to get a burst of adrenaline, just to get a little bit of energy. That is depressing, and it is directly related to the starvation that you are putting your body through.
I don't know. I can't imagine that it's going to keep working because I'm on such low calories, but I don't know. I'll just try it. I'll let you know in the next video whether or not that carried me through. But cold showers, if you're not doing them, you need to.
Okay, all right. Let's just chat about the cold shower. We chat about the cold showers. I'm not doing a cold shower. Okay, if you do a cold shower and you like cold showers, good for you. But I am confident. I'm so confident in my decision to not do cold showers that I don't need to do them to get someone's approval. It's very much like the piss drinking. Okay, so in the previous videos, I've discussed the piss drinking that vegans do, and I've gotten some emails from people, Daphne, but the piss drinking is good. It fixed my blah, 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 blah. I put it in my eyes, and I squirted it in my butthole, and I blah, blah, blah. Okay, listen. That's good. Good for you. If you do piss therapy and you like it, good for you. What I was saying was that I'm not doing it. I'm not drinking my own piss. You are more than qualified to drink your own piss. You, Hench Herbivore, are more than qualified to do your cold showers. But for me, I feel as though I'm not for that. It's not for me. I'm not doing a cold shower. I mean, I'm just not doing it. And I'm sure there are other people out there who are being pressured by content creators to do cold showers, and everybody's so scared to admit that they don't want to do a cold shower. Listen, I'm not doing a cold shower. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't even remotely even do anything for me that is good. If you are an adrenaline junkie and you need cold showers, you might need to talk to your doctor.
Seriously, give them a go. Anyway, that's my preamble. I'm going to take you through a day of what exactly I'm eating now towards the very end of a cut in order to get ultra ripped. I don't love the diet because I'm having to eat a high degree of processed vegan protein foods, whereas normally the vast majority of my protein comes from the whole plant vegetables because my calories are so much lower now. It's a less healthy diet. So it's not a healthy diet that I really recommend, but it's for short term, it's for a purpose, and I'm taking one for the team. Anyway, here's breakfast.
It just seems like to me that these vegans, they suck Freely's dick, essentially, and they have to do this weird date nonsense. Listen, I was a vegan for probably almost 11 years. Did not eat one date. Watched Freely, loved her, thought she was great back in the day. She ate tons of dates. I have never eaten one date. Nobody's ever given me a date. Not a Christmas present was a chocolate-covered date. I have never eaten a date, okay? Now, What the point that I'm making here is this is one of the defining factors between a vegan who can think for themselves and a vegan who cannot. If you are a vegan who can think for yourselves, then there's going to be trending vegan stuff that you don't go with. You don't do that. And then eventually you'll be able to come out of it because you were thinking for yourself. But there are a lot of vegans who don't think for themselves. They're doing this because it's been trending. They weren't vegan back in the day when it was difficult, and they're not going to be vegan if it ever got difficult because they're doing what's trending. And if you're eating dates like this because you saw Freely eat them, or you're eating that powder right there because you saw Simnit Energy or Simnit Nutrition, okay, you're just following trends. You're just following trends, and you're just a trendy little bitch, and you're not doing this for nutritional purposes even though you think so. You're only doing this because you really can't think for yourself.
This is where I eat the lion's share of my calories. Calories eaten earlier in the day are less harmful for fat loss than calories eaten later in the day. And of course, I'm also fueling my workout. So 75 grams of chopped dates goes in, 100 grams of oats, do a scoop and a half of Vivo Life protein powder, 5 grams of that creatine, and 300 grams of strawberries. Berries in general are low calorie, strawberries are about the lowest. During the bulking phase, I'll often use soya milk with porridge to add more protein, more calories.
So again, with the water, vegans in the water and the starving, adding water to your food like this instead of something that has calories, adding smoothie to your water instead of something that has calories, adding water to your skillet to fry your whatever because you don't want to use oil or butter or lard. Actually, you should be using lard, but you know, calories, guys, calories. We're going to put some water. We're going to put some oats and water together. We're starving and we want steak. We're starving and we want steak, but what are we doing? Strawberries, oats, water, and some dates.
When cutting, I just use water, so I'm eating, rather than kind of drinking calories, if that makes sense. And then while the porridge is cooking, I'll cut up some seitan. This is extremely high protein, relatively low in calories.
Look at how he's putting that in the air fryer. Could you imagine being so malnourished that you could barely hold your hand steady as you cut your fake fucking steak? Like I said, guys, his body is craving steak. His body is craving some red meat. And he is end-stage vegan at this point, and he is going to come out of this either having a steak because he can think for himself, or ordering up a casket because he refused to listen to his own body. The choice is his.
Put it in the air fryer to crisp it up. So my breakfast is well on its way. Early mornings, I got off and have some sparkling water.
Oh my God.
Get the digestion.
So there's this thing with sparkling water. I'm not for it, and I'm definitely not for it whenever you're malnourishing yourself to this degree, because sparkling water basically dissolves your bones and your teeth, and it's bad for your bones and your teeth, and carbonation will lead to osteoporosis. I'm not going to try to convince anybody of this. I've already done the research. I'm not here actually to convince anybody of anything. I just think that these are interesting specimens. This is an interesting thing that he's doing here. This is recreational starvation, also known as recreational eating disorder. He thinks that this is fun when he's suffering the entire time, and everything in this video is a mistake. Everything is a mistake. I haven't found one correct thing in this entire video.
I need to speak probably on such low calories. It's frustrating. I like sparkling water. It just encourages me to drink a lot more water. Supplements-wise, vitamin D3. This helps lower your sex hormone binding globulin to give you more free testosterone. So it's an aid to fat loss. So you don't want to skip on that. Again, I use Vivo Life one, vitamin D3 with K2.
Anyone interested in raising their sex hormones, raising their testosterone, and lowering their fat should check out red meat. Should check it out. Just check it out. Just gonna throw that out there.
And then I might chow down on some nori sheets. Full of iodine, don't you know?
Okay, this is where I'm officially triggered. You guys know how I feel. This would be a perfect moment to talk about Corexit. A perfect moment. I don't eat anything from the ocean. And I know this confused a lot of people when I showed my pink sea salt, but it's ancient sea salt. It's from Utah. There's no ocean there. It's not Corexited, okay? He's eating something directly from the ocean. I won't even swim in the ocean. I don't even want to smell the air that comes off of the ocean because it is fucking poison. So I'm definitely not going to be cramming in these rough seaweed. These are basically, this is what you wrap your sushi in. You know, this isn't really, it's not even seasoned for a snack. Like, if you want them for a snack, they put them in snack size and they season them. This is an ingredient for sushi, and he's like, look how happy he is eating that. I mean, yeah, that could be the thumbnail. That's pretty depressing right there. This whole video, like I said, I'm reading The Electric State, and it's one of the most depressing books I've ever read. And he is depressing me further than that book could. I mean, literally could have read Anne Frank. He's very depressing. Very, very sad.
So I've added barbecue sauce to my seitan there. And I'll add a couple of tablespoons of flax meal to my porridge for those omega-3s. Also some cinnamon to make it extra tasty, give it lots of more antioxidants as well. Delicious. Every little mouthful of food that I eat now, I'm so grateful for. It's like the most...
Grateful for, or, and this is the more honest answer, you're starving and everything you eat is flavored with hunger because you're starving.
It's the delicious thing I've ever tasted, and yeah, it feels like hard earned and like deserved, you know. Yeah, it's amazing. Just back from the gym, of course, the first job is to get some food on to cook. I've got leftover lentil soup that my lovely gym man kindly made for me a couple of days ago. We've been getting some batches.
No, that's right. I forgot all about this. Okay. Daphne's spirited again. We're back. Could you comment below? Just comment below if you see something incorrect here. Just comment below if you think that what just happened in this particular Panasonic scene is okay. Just leave me a comment below. Just wow. Cause I mean, this guy is making every one of the cardinal mistakes you could make. What is this? What the fuck is this, Pyle? You expect me to believe that you did all this research about nutrition and you're fucking putting it in a micro...
I'll also eat a tablespoon of sunflower seeds for the vitamin E.
Okay, so the vitamin E that you're getting from that tablespoon of seeds, is that how you keep your skin so plump and so smooth? Is that working for you? Daphne, you're nasty. Alright guys, I warned you. He was making every fucking possible mistake.
Some vegan burgers on to cook. These ones are
Put some vegan burgers in the air fryer, you guys, because this diet of shit on a stick and garbage and watered down porridge is not complete without a little bit more fake meat, you guys. Just a couple more burgers.
McCartney. We've added a load of jalapenos just to...
And then in addition to all of that, he adds a load of jalapenos. So, the diarrhea wasn't enough. No, the diarrhea wasn't enough. Daphne, we want to make it burning diarrhea. We want that burning liquidarian diarrhea that most vegans have because it's just, oh my goodness, if they don't have it, do they even feel like they're ethical enough to be a vegan? If your asshole isn't burning because of what you ate so that you could support the planet and help all the animals, are you even worthy of life if your asshole is not on fire?
Add some extra flavour. Gemma, why don't you tell the lovely people just how you make this delicious, complex soup?
It's so difficult. I get a pan with some stock, put vegetables, lentils, herbs, and cook it for 25 minutes.
Of course, that's our way.
I'm sorry, but that was a little facetious and a little immature and kind of condescending and a little bit arrogant.
With this meal, I've got a lot of water, a lot of fibre. I've got a lot of extra water because it's a soup. Such a great way to fill you up and not be hungry between meals. Great diet fuel. I'm serving my burgers with a bistro salad and some lovely tomato sauce. Post-workout, I'd normally have another Viva Life protein shake, but again, when you're dieting, it's better to eat rather than drink as many calories as possible. So that's just something I do when I'm deep into a cut. I'm not going to use a fork because I'm dieting and I can get away with eating like a goddamn savage. It's my excuse for every damn thing. Oh.
And so you're gonna dip that fake meat in some fake blood and continue telling yourself that the right human diet for your biology is just fruits and vegetables and grains and nuts and seeds, and it's just supposed to be plants, but it has nothing to do with the 5 different kinds of fake meat you need, and it has nothing to do with the fake meat and fake blood. That's just something people like. I mean, there's no reason that people like red savory sauces. That's just something that people like, Daphne. That's just, people just like tomatoes. That's
Final little lunch item, I've got an apple with cinnamon. Hope it doesn't ruin my diet.
You're not on a very good diet. So, yeah, it isn't the apple that's ruining it. It's the entire lack of red meat. You need a hug and maybe like a bong and a huge bowl of chicken noodle soup and a bison burger. That's my medical professional recommendation.
So as I said, I'm struggling.
So yeah, his cold shower thing. Okay, so he's incredibly depressed. He's incredibly depressed, and right now he's going to explain what he's been trying to do to combat that depression, and it's actually a little bit sad.
Going to do anything that I'm not really inspired to do. What I'm really inspired to do at the minute is to get well into Dungeons and Dragons. It's a tabletop role-playing game if you're not heard of it. I used to do it when I was a kid, and lately I've just gone a bit crazy for it, as you can see by these shelves here. We just have a little look-see. Got him for Christmas. So I spend a lot of time painting the miniatures, because most of them come unpainted, and some of the paint jobs on the ones that do come painted aren't that great, so I prefer to paint them myself really. But you can imagine there's a couple of 100 miniatures there. That took a little while. It's all the kind of rule books and things and adventures I've downloaded. Just lots of terrain. And yeah, it's what I'm drawn to do at the minute, and luckily I'm in a position where I can do that, and it's just helping me get through these last few weeks of cutting. I'm a very lucky person. It's dinner time.
Okay, so in order to get through this horrible shit diet, in order to combat the depression that this horrible shit diet is creating within him, he has to get cold showers, he has to drink caffeine, and he has to play Dungeons and Dragons. Is that what it was called? Anyway, he has to play this game that he played as a child to combat the terrible mood and terrible depression that he has induced in himself with his goitrogen-laden, lectin-filled, no cholesterol, low-fat, low-calorie, garbage-ass wrecking diet.
Time, yes, check this out.
Yes,
so I've got black beans and seitan again, so very high protein. I've got just broccoli, carrots, mushrooms, red cabbage, kale.
Mushrooms, broccoli, red cabbage, black beans, kale, and a side of fake meat. Satan. Yes, it's called Satan because it is completely satanic to be doing this to your body. This is a pile of garbage. This is a pile of chicken food. This is a pile of hedgehog food. This is a pile of rat food. This is a pile of food for maybe a duck. Maybe a duck might eat some of this, but a human should not. Absolutely, this is not food for a human. Okay, we've got broccoli, cabbage, and kale. So we're just blowing out our thyroid. We're just blowing that fucking thyroid, right? All that iodine that we got from that nori strip we ate because we don't know about the ocean and we didn't research Corexit and we're ignorant. Yeah, that's all canceled out and not ever going to absorb because goitrogens. This goitrogen-rich diet of kale and cabbage and broccoli. Yes, if you have thyroid problems, listen, whole point of my fucking channel half of the time is to give people the information that they need to make the decisions that they need to make to keep themselves as healthy as possible, okay? So, am I saying you should never eat broccoli? No. And if you like dipping broccoli in some cheese and eating that, and that's something that you like, you should do that. But you should not eat this because you think it is good for you. You should not eat this in this kind of quantity because you think it is healing you, okay? You should consider, if you have thyroid problems, maybe you shouldn't eat goitrogens. A lot of people message me all the time like, Daphne, I've had thyroid problems my whole life. My doctor never mentioned goitrogens to me whatsoever. Yeah, that's not their job. That's Daphne Reloaded's job. You better hit that subscribe button. You better hit that like button, because this content is coming, because the vegans are just getting more and more insane. We're not over yet. This isn't over yet, because I wonder if after he ate this, he was able to make it to the bathroom in time.
A Brazil nut, you need some selenium, so that will shore that up. Just a load of hot sauce, some black pepper. I've been putting this green herb on my feed. I just learned that it's parsley. It was unmarked. I just like to add a herb, a spice at least to each meal, because it gives a lot more antioxidant action. This is such a simple meal, but again, like, everything's tasting really delicious too.
That's a simple meal to you? That's a bucket of pig slop to me.
It's very nutritionally dense, and
let's clear this up. It's actually very anti-nutrient dense. And I don't understand why the vegans haven't caught on to this. Again, this is a battle between the vegans who think for themselves and the vegans who don't. A lot of times, listen guys, a lot of times a vegan is someone who absolutely does think for themselves. They wouldn't be vegan half the time if they didn't think for themselves. And they certainly won't be vegan long if they continue to think for themselves. But the problem here is that this dude is eating food based on improper research and basically convincing himself and telling himself, hey, who cares about those anti-nutrients? .gov says more matter. So like these vegans who are trying to rebel, they think that this is a form of rebellion, and they fall right into the globalist plan. Right into it. Yes, let's do what .gov wants. Let's eat the diet that the World Economic Forum wants us to eat. We were rebels, but now we're just drones for the World Economic Forum. We're just drones for the New World Order. Eat your kale and shit out that runny green diarrhea that burns real bad.
It's just amazing how much you can appreciate simple food, when you're cutting as hard as I am. This is like the best thing I've ever eaten before I've eaten it.
This is something that vegans don't understand how to do, which is grow vegetables. And if this Hench guy would ever grow a vegetable, he would know that this bowl of vegetables is anything but simple. Growing vegetables is anything but easy.
I wish I could keep the feeling of how food is when I'm cutting, when I'm on a gaining cycle and I'm struggling to fit it all in. That would be good. Go on, it's a bit.
What if maybe, I'm just gonna throw this out there, what if maybe you just ate a normal amount every day? I know that is so crazy. Daphne, you're fucking nuts for considering that people should eat a proper amount of food on the daily. That's insane. That's insane. People should just gorge and then starve and do this bulimic bullshit cycle, because if we were to medically diagnose Hench here, it would be some sort of workout bulimia. That's what it would be. I'm not his doctor, I'm not his nurse. He might like it if I were. I'm a great nurse. But the thing is that he doesn't think that he should eat a proper amount of food every day. In fact, vegans, a lot of the time, they're only happy with extremes. They're only happy with extremes. If I have to eat 300 carbs a day, I have to cram all that in. If I have to eat 2 carbs a day, I have to starve and I have to be like blah 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 blah. But where's the normal daily allowance? Not there. That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. No, that doesn't exist when you are absolutely insane with veganism. All right, like a good little slave, going and buying some celery.
Terrible cheap.
Oh, I just had some biscuits.
You'll see what it is. You'll laugh when you remember this bit. But just the fact that I'm going to get some food, just makes me get off my ass and just kind of get it done. It's really. It's game night. I'm with my boys. Check them out. They're great people. There's Andre. There's Mark.
Okay, so here he is playing his game with his friends. One of the few things that brings him joy, besides those painful and annoying cold showers. Yeah, this is fucking depressing as all hell.
Mark's son Will. Anyway, we're in the Sawagan palace thing. We just killed the king. We're after the queen. That doesn't seem very kind, does it? Anyway, I've got my salad, so I'm really happy. My celery.
Killing prevents the death of those we love.
And more water. I've been drinking these all day. Just help fill me up. Keep me on point. Give me my results. If you want results, you've got to get lean.
So, he's drinking warm water and eating celery. Raw celery and warm water. Raw celery and warm water. I'm just going to throw this out there. The only people that I have ever known to eat raw celery with warm water were anorexics. That's just it. That's literally it.
Strong, fit, optimize your health. Hire me and Gemma as your trainers online. Check out link below for online coaching. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video.
I'm pretty sure that people that watch this video know what your coaching technique might be, you know, such as a no cholesterol, starvation, low fat, low calorie bullshit diet of oxalates and goitrogens, and then heavy lifting. So guys, listen, you should not work out a malnourished body. Exercising a malnourished body is death. It's literally death, okay? You use a ton of vital nutrients to exercise. So if you feel malnourished, if you've been malnourished, and if you are currently malnourished, you should not be exercising more than you have to get through your day, because you are killing yourself. And until you replenish your body with the needed nutrients, minerals, etc., I don't recommend that anybody do what he's doing. No, I just don't. Not the workout part. You just, no. If you are a runner or a jogger, you need to make sure that you are eating enough. And I'm not talking kale and cabbage. I'm talking actual nutrient-dense foods like yogurt, butter, cheese, eggs. Like, you actually need animal protein if you are going to be exercising to make your body however you want to make your body. Now, a lot of these vegans, they say they're going for health. They say they're going for, you know, a nutrient-dense diet. They say that what they're going for is helping animals. But what they really want is a particular look. And we're going to talk about that in my next video. Thumbs up, guys. See you next time.